Deep down Louisiana, close to New Orleans, way back amongst the woods in the Everglades, there stood a log cabin made of earth and wood, where lived a country boy named Johnny B Goode. He never ever learned to read or write so well, but he could play that guitar like ringing a bell. Go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go. Johnny B Goode. Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie doing a little lesson on Johnny B Goode today. I thought it'd be a great way of putting together the chords that we've learned in the basic kind of blues in A, and just getting them into a tune that everyone knows and that you can play relatively easily. This is a blues in A, okay? The original is in B flat, I'm afraid, which would mean that if you were to take these chords, you wouldn't be able to play along. It wouldn't be in the same key. However, if you had a capo, the thing that clips over here, I don't know where mine's gone, that would mean if you put it on first fret and played these chords as I taught them to you, you would be able to play along with the original, no problemo. Okay, now we're playing it obviously just in the basic sense. I'm not going to be doing any of the solo today, not going to be doing any of the kind of licks and stuff. We're just getting the basic chords and the structure of the tune down so that you can learn, you know, kind of your basic chords. And we've also got obviously the kind of chug thing that I was talking about last time. All right. First thing to notice about this tune is that it is not swung. It is played straight. Where it's swung, we would play, okay, but it's straight like this. Okay, the difference being we're talking about eighth notes when they talk about swung or straight rhythms. Eighth notes are what you get when you divide a beat in half. So if our beat is here, okay, I might, if I play straight quavers or eighth notes, sorry, so many names, I would go dunk, 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 dunk. If I play swung, I would play the first one slightly longer than the second one. That's the kind of basic expression. So it would go dunk, 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 dunk. Okay. Now a lot of blues is swung. Okay, so you get the kind of, okay, with the kind of 1 and 2 and 3, but this is a straight kind of rock and roll. It's more of a rock and roll thing really, but it uses the blues chord progression. All right. So that's the first thing to notice. We're going to do two things. I'm going to take you through the chords, the basic chords. So you could just go close to New Orleans, like that with your kind of basic chords, and then I'll show you the kind of slightly cooler sounding chug thing. All right. Chords are A7. So A7 is middle finger 2nd fret 4th string and 3rd finger 2nd fret 2nd string. There's a D7 in there. Okay, middle finger 2nd fret on your 3rd string, 1st finger on the 1st fret 2nd string, and your 3rd finger on the 2nd fret top string. And the final chord is an E7. That is played with middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string and your 1st finger on the 1st fret of the 3rd string. Okay, and that's all your strings there. All right. So the basic blues is 4 bars of A7. A bar is 4 beats. I'll keep that going. We're going to strum on the downbeat of every bar. So we're going to go A7 after 4, 2, 3, 4. A7, 2, 3, 4. A7, 2, 3, 4. A7, 2, 3, 4. A7. We're going to change the D7 for 2 bars. D7, 2, 3, 4. D7, 2. Back to the A for 2 bars. A7, 2, 3, 4. A7. Hit the E7 for 2 bars, E7, 2, 3, and again. Then we're back to the A7 for a bar, 2, 3, 4, E7. Now that last bar there on the E7 is where we then, it brings us back at the end of the 12 bar cycle to then start again. Okay, so those were your basic kind of 12 bars which just keep going through. It's a verse and chorus. Now obviously that's not quite the speed of the tune, it is more. Okay, and we're not talking so much about strumming today. I want you to get the feel of the rhythm and be counting the bars so you get a feel of the blues. What will tend to happen as you become more experienced, you get used to playing, you'll be able to hear where the chord changes are. I know that sounds crazy, but it does happen because you've heard blues so many times. Everybody's heard the blues or variations upon the blues, that it's a very logical set of chords which move in a very logical way. All right. So we're going to go through it a little bit faster, okay? So when I played it was kind of deep down Louisiana, close to New Orleans. So it's back up there. So we're going deep down Louisiana, close to New Orleans. So deep down. We'll go about that speed, all right? So I'm just playing on the beginning of each bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm just playing down, down, up, 3, 4, down, down, up, 3, 4 for each bar. Let's do that from the A. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. A. A7 again. A7 again. Change to the D. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Back to the A for 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. E7 for 2, 2, 3, back to the A7, 1, 2, 3, and then E7, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's it. Okay, so that's your basic progression. It's really, really, really important that you get a feel for the sort of geography of the tune before you start with all the fancy kind of bits and bobs. All right, none of that really matters yet. You know, you've got to get the feel of the tune. Don't sort of sprint before you can crawl. You've got to get used to the kind of geography of it. Then by all means we can chuck in everything else, all right? So that's a kind of basic way of getting through the tune. Do it and do it back to back. Make sure that you can repeat this when you get to the A. You go back to, sorry, when you get to the E, you go back to the A. Because that's what a blues is. It keeps on going round and round and round and round. And when you go to jam nights or play with other people, these things just keep going and you can play along. That's great, right? Next thing, we're going to do this little... Okay, now this is a very... this is great because it's based around the chords. So it starts on an A, and I'm playing first finger on... We looked at the blues chug before, but I'll go through it again. We've got first finger on the 4th string of the 2nd fret, okay? And I'm going between using 2 of those. Okay, I'll do it as downstroke, sorry. So 2, then you move your 3rd finger up to 4th fret and do 2 of those. So you get... Okay, practice that to start with, a bit slower maybe. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So you should be able to hear the bars still. 1, 2. Okay? To change to the D chord when we change is we move everything downwards towards the floor. So I'm now playing first finger on the 3rd string, okay, of the 2nd fret, and I'm doing 2. Doing 2 each, so I'm going 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4. Exactly the same motion, all right? Remember, it's not swung, it's not. It's. Right? Then for the final one, the E, you move all the way up. Okay, again, it's all sort of in line. You're on the 2nd fret this time, on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, and again, exactly the same. I'm hitting the 5th and the 5th, the 6th and the 5th strings. Okay. Okay, you don't want any of that, just, okay? So that's the basic idea. So we'll go through that really slowly and we'll apply exactly the same. Again, try and make these, the relationships between when it's A7, when that's the chord, you're playing the A string, okay? And when it changes to D7, you're playing the D string together with the 3rd, and that's it. And then when it hits the E7, you guessed it, you're hitting the E string, alright? Try and just, I always think it's really important to make sure that you make parallels between stuff that you've learned and stuff that you're learning if you possibly can. I know it's a lot of information. So really try and make that kind of connection between the A7 and the D, each chord and the little chug thing, basically. That's what I'm saying, alright? So let's go through it, alright? Whole tune. Okay, I'm going to go about this speed. Okay, alright, so A, here we go. I'll count the bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. A, 3, 4. A, 2, 3, 4. A, 2, 3, 4. A, 2, 3. Get changed to the D. 2, 3, 4. D. Back to the A. A, 2, 3, 4. E. 2, 3, 4. Another bar of E. 2, 3. Back to the A. A for a bar. 2, 3. Back to the E. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you keep going, alright? So that's the kind of geography. I know I'm getting a bit fast for it, but I want you to be able to hopefully kind of hear the tune a little bit in there, because it is played kind of D down. What's the note? D down, Louisiana, close to New Orleans. It's not played. You want to kind of make it sound a bit like the tune if you can, but Main thing is, guys, you've got the geography of it, as I call it. That's the main thing. If you're struggling with the speed a little bit, doesn't matter. It will come, all right? So you need to get, obviously the chord changes need to kind of be there. As long as you're hearing it and you're got a kind of view of where you're at in the tune, that's perfect, all right? So that's that. Now, just to finally close it, I add a little palm mute because it sounds cool, all right? Palm mute is achieved. I don't know if we talked about this a great deal, by resting your right hand just across, okay, very close to the bridge. I'm almost like this, you know, but I'm not. I'm sort of still coming from high, but I'm just resting it over just ever so slightly, okay, and it just dampens. Now, really, you have to be aware that it just dampens. It doesn't. If you press, you'll change the pitch. It just rests ever so slightly so the note doesn't ring. So instead of get that, you get, okay, which just gives it a little. It's dynamics, really, because then you can come off. It just adds a little bit of spice, je ne sais quoi, as I say, to the tune. All right, good. So I think it's a great blues tune to learn. It uses all chords you know already. Okay, it's a pretty standard progression, and it's something that most people know. So for those reasons, I thought it was a great tune to pick up. Have a go. I'm sure your singing is way superior to mine. So have a little go, maybe just singing the verse melody or the chorus. Everybody knows the chorus. And it's just something to get your guitar out and have a play, and hopefully you feel like you're making some real progress, and we can go on from there. All right? So keep getting those fingers moving, and I look forward to the next video. Cheers.